Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin, and I know it's never gonna end, 'cause you've been a good friend.
Another Famous Fido Rescue TV. It's Friday, and we're going to be talking about our recent adoptions, which is very exciting. And we're going to be talking a little bit about how many people have called and the interventions that we're doing. And also we have a special alumni who's going to come visit us that adopted somebody special. So can't wait to tell you about it. See you in a bit. We had so many calls, but we have intaked a couple of animals this week that are pretty serious. One was Shadow, who came in with 2 baby kittens. They must have been about a day old. And it was a pretty horrific sight. They had their eyes not open yet, and the mom was in very bad condition. She had, her uterus was out of her body. She had maggots and pus all inside the pyromethea in her stomach and her body. And we had to take her to the emergency vet. So this is semi-intervention, because we were talking to the lady to try to help her keep the kittens and, help her with the cat with some of the medical expenses. But these medical expenses came to about $5,000. The mom, luckily our veterinarian, Dr. Rossman at Glen Oaks Animal Hospital, helped us find another rescue who had a mom that could help the kittens. And then we also were able to get her to the emergency vet. She's at our center right now, and we're taking really good care of her. She will be going back in another week. She's totally anemic. She's going to have blood work again, and hopefully she's not going to have a blood transfusion. But this is what is happening on a daily basis, because people are letting their cats out, their dogs out. There's no hope on the street. Sometimes animals will find the right person, but most of the time they're taken to shelters, or they're in crisis situations. They don't have all rescues and all shelters are not somewhat the way we are. These are like the lap of luxuries for the cats. They have cat TV, they have socialization in rooms. But most shelters, these animals are in small cages, and they sit there and wait, many of them, for a very long time. The other intake that we had was a little puppy named Nacho, and Nacho was left in a park in a cage. The girl was trading her off to another girl, and the puppy snapped. Nacho's about 6 months old, and she just left him there in the cage, not knowing what would happen to him. And luckily, somebody got called and brought them here. And we were managing to get her to get a surrender form to us. But originally, she just left the dog in the cage. So Nacho's very nervous and upset. He's only 6 months old. He needs a loving home, so if anybody's interested in working with us with them and scheduling several meet and greets, it would be wonderful for him to get acquainted to the new adopted party. We have a beautiful patio, and we're trying to get him ready for adoption. So this is an ongoing situation. It's never going to stop. We're going to do our best to get the right information and education out there to people. Hopefully it'll be a great way of thinking that we just don't abandon and throw away animals. So there's less intakes, catching up with the adoptions, and changing things. So this is Matt, Rose, and Prince. They brought over Prince today for a visit. This is he just got adopted a few months ago. This doing great. How's Prince doing?
He's doing great. We love Prince.
Tell me about why you adopted a rescue dog.
Well, we have another little dog at home we thought needed a pal. And we knew this little guy needed a good home. And we fell in love with him. I saw his picture on the famous Fido website, and we just fell in love with him. And he's such a good boy. He's so energetic.
And he wasn't that was broken at first. And you had a little trauma with him going into the bathroom in the house. So how did you work with him? You didn't just give him up and work with him?
No. If he had an accident in the house, we just showed him and told him he had to go outside, and we brought him outside. And he watches our other dog too, so he's learning a lot from her. Not to bark, because he's a barker, but she doesn't bark when she hears a noise, so he said, well, what am I barking for?
Yeah, some of these dogs have quirks in their past homes, and he had a pretty traumatic experience because the lady who brought him here was being chased by her ex-husband, and she didn't even give him the time of day. She didn't want to come in. He had a 9-year-old daughter, so there was a big separation. He was used to his home, and then 1, 2, 3 was gone.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any kind of, what would you say, direction, structure, routine. And you have given him a new life.
Yeah.
Now he has a complete structure and routine.
Yeah. He's so affectionate. When you hold him by your shoulder, he cuddles into your neck. I got pictures of him yesterday doing that with Matt.
And you would think a dog like this, like a designer dog, would be in somebody's home forever.
Right. Well, he's gonna be now.
Now he is. But you got to get the right family because they have past history.
He needs a lot of patience and structure.
They have to do different things. I see dogs sometimes. Sometimes you go to walk them. Everywhere I turn, there's dogs and there's people, so I just turn and go back home. So we have a yard. He can go in the yard.
Oh, you should see him run in the yard. His whole body goes up. He runs so fast.
So
I play with him. He runs with a toy.
and he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But they're both spayed and neutered.
Oh yeah.
So there's no puppies.
She's 7. She's
7. This is kind of I don't know how old this guy is, but he's probably...
He
loves
acts like
her.
a puppy. He's like,
Yes.
he's teething. He takes my newspaper, my Kleenex.
He's never bites. He just
He's real soft.
Are you pampered?
He is.
So these guys can be in puppy mills and be in cages and stay their whole life. And now this guy has a whole new look on life. He's got a new family that's going to keep forever. And he's just happy as can be. He's a little nervous.
He's got a little sister, and she was a rescue. She was a rescue also.
And he likes cats.
Yeah, he's getting along with them. One cat hugs him. He rubs him.
Rubs up on him.
And he just looks at him like, what are you
He
doing?
has like a big yard to play in.
Oh,
You
yeah.
always stay out there with him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And he's protected, and he's got a new life, and he's happy. And these are the kind of adoptions that we want because we don't want to just give anybody a dog.
No,
Everybody's
I'm glad of that.
everybody's got quirks, and everyone has to understand what the quirks are. And
Just
you got,
like us.
that's just like us. Well, thanks for adopting.
Oh, you're
We really
welcome.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you for our little buddy.
Thanks for coming to visit.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll come back again too. You're welcome.
Prince collecting flowers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Famous Final Rescue, but it's a special place, and the people that work here and volunteer are like-minded people. We've tried to create something very special to educate people, to give them the information that is needed to create a new way of thinking for these animals. And in the center, there's rooms built for everybody, dog rooms and cat rooms. We're in the process of our renovation right now. We're slowly steaming ahead. We need donations to make that a reality. But we're working in the cat rooms right now. The renovations are coming along. There's a theme behind each room pertaining to wildlife, the ocean, the ecosystem. The cats are really loving the new supplies. They've got cat TV mostly in all the rooms right now. There's drink bowl water systems, in-old cat boxes. They're working on air purifiers and things to enrich their lives, like units that they can climb on the walls, new cat trees, and anything else we can think of to make them happy cats. because they do have to sit for a long time, and so do the dogs sometimes. It's not just 1, 2, 3 when they're adopted out. Some of them have special needs and different kinds of quirks. There's an abundance of over 3 to 4 million cats that are being surrendered out there. And we want them to live a life of comfort until they get their forever home and find the right adoption. If you guys would be interested in donating any of the supplies for the renovation, it's all up on our website at famousvitorescue.org. And also we have a Facebook page that we constantly keep people updated. So we're going to need new cat trees and some supplies to continue on with the renovations. It's going to be a really special place. We want to get that information out there so other rescues and other shelters can also hopefully take heed in what's going on out there and try to do something special for their cats, because some of the shelters, it's not good. They're small cages with a cat box, and that's not a good life for an animal to be in, not just one day, never mind a year. So we will have reports every week to show you the new cat renovations. This is Fluffy, who's here with Marmer. They've been here for probably almost a year. Looking forward to keeping you updated. Barbara, thanks for getting the dog room today. We appreciate it.
Oh, and she loves it. She's so happy.
All the money goes to the grooming. And I just wanted, what did you think of the cat rooms that we were, that you seen today about how we're renovating them?
It's wonderful. I want to see more. I didn't really see enough today.
But each one of the rooms is going to have a theme to wildlife. And we're talking about like the African jungle, the ocean, farm animals, feral cats, kind of getting the information out there to people they don't think about on a day-to-day basis. And I know that you used to have a group called ARM that was involved with animal rights, and it was it was about not eating animals and wearing furs. What was that about?
We would do leafleting and demonstrations on Michigan Avenue, usually at Water Tower, about people wearing fur coats. And in Evanston, Northwestern up there was really doing a lot of animal testing and research and stuff, and we would go up there and protest it. And I think these days it's so much easier to be a vegetarian. I mean, I've been one for 30 years, and it was a lot harder in those days. Now, I mean, even people will admit, it's nothing to be vegan now. I mean, they have non-dairy everything.
And people just think it's about the domestic animals, dogs and cats, which we all take great part in and love, but there's so many more animals and there's so many things to think about that people don't think about on a daily basis, like farm animals and factory farming.
And because I volunteer at a shelter where everybody loves dogs and cats, and I have a bumper sticker that says, if you love animals called pets, why do you eat animals called dinner?
I don't think people think about it. And the cruelty is one thing, but these animals are all different and they have different emotions, and they also are individuals. So you see all cows or pigs or wolves, and they all have individual personalities, just like this girl who's ripping up the bag and taking the cookies.
I'll just give her the rest of the first one.
So, what do you think about factory farming and specific things like that? I mean, do you think people are getting the message? Have we come a long way in 2001?
I think we've come a long way, but I'm also surprised at how few people even think about things. I mean, I have family members who wouldn't give up their BLTs, and it's like I want to gag when I can't even talk to these people. It's so distressing.
And you would think that younger people would really be into it because we've been saying the same thing for years and years.
Well, and younger people, I mean, I've talked to people who, my daughter's a vegan. She's 13 years old. She's a vegan. So I think that kind of younger person does get it more than the, 25-year-olds, for instance.
Well, let's hope that we make a difference in some of the messages from the rooms and keep it on going with this message because we gotta change things so there's a new way of thinking out there. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.
Okay. You guys are like me. Your heart is filled with love for these animals. They're very special creatures, and there's so many that need our help. We do many interventions here where we help people on an ongoing basis that can't afford their vet bills. And we're trying to raise $50,000 to have that intervention fund for when people call every day with special needs that they're in crisis for, like the cat shadow and all different pet animals that are calling so that they're allowed. These cats are distracting so much. I can't think. But the shadow intervention, the puppy intervention, there's a great need for intervention because many of these people do not have money to take their animals to the vet. And if they don't take them to the vet, they're going to turn them over to a shelter. Some of them will leave them in apartments or just let them outside. So we have to create a new way of thinking to give people information and education and resources so they don't give away their animals. We're also trying to raise $125,000 for Famous Fido, for the center, for the animals in the center, and also for the renovation of the facility, which will help us get more and more adoptions. It's a pleasant environment with lots of great animals and great people in it. And we need your support, we need your help, because we can't do this by ourselves, because we're not going to be able to fund this project without community outreach and also monthly donors. If we don't have a monthly donor, the donors supporting us, this is an ongoing thing. Every day people are calling to give up their animals and they have no hope. It's really a sad thing to see an animal in crisis where they don't have anywhere to go at that particular moment, and without somebody stepping up, an animal falls down the cracks. And it's not a pleasant thing to see that. That's why the Famous Fido has so many animals, and we help them. But we would love for you guys to get more involved, to donate to us. Our website is famousfidorescue.org. You can visit our Facebook and Instagram. You can get involved, volunteer, help. We need so much here, so many good people that are like-minded that want to help animals. And that's what we need, people that actually want to make a difference, that take this very seriously. Thank you again for tuning in, and see you next time.
Well, I thought you forgot me, but my Bible they brought me, and the wind says, do what you want to do. Well, I was lost till you seeked me, now I'm found, will you keep me? And the sun says, I'm in love with you. And the nurse says I'm better, guess my heart heard your letter. Soon I'll be coming home to you. Yes, I'll get out tomorrow, there'll be joy, no sorrow. And the sun says I'm in love with you.